Everyone. This is Russell Rucker. I'm here for another constitutional talk. Something came up a couple weeks ago that deals with pay of our House senators and the ability which deals with a section on diplomatic immunity. And so when we get into Article 1, Section 6, and I just want to read a little bit of it first for you here. The senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services to be ascertained by law and paid out of the Treasury of the United States. This is from my first edition of Textualism and Originalism, which actually goes through the Constitution. So what they're saying there is you're going to receive your salary from the federal government. In other words, you aren't going to receive it from the states. The states did, when we were discussing the Constitution in the convention, they did not want the states to be paying. And they didn't want them to receive money from any other source because they wanted them to be loyal to the federal government. But Section 6 goes on past just the pay. And in Article 1, Section 6 goes on and says, "Thou shalt, in all cases except treason, felony, or breach of peace, be privileged from arrest during the attendance at sessions of their respective houses, and in going to and return from the same, and for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place." So why would we give a diplomatic immunity to our elected officials? And that's basically what we're talking about here, except in cases of treason, felony, or breach of peace. So if you're causing a breach of peace in the House, say, you're causing a real disturbance, you can be arrested. If you're charged with, if you've convicted treason or engaged in a felony, you can be arrested. But anything else, you have a diplomatic immunity from prosecution. And as I was saying, why would they do that? They would do that because they're representing the people. And if you arrest House members, say from Kentucky, all of a sudden the people from Kentucky don't have representation. And the same would go for the Senate. And elections are there for a reason. And if your representative is so out of place and out of sync with what you want, then that's the time to really fire him and get rid of him. It's not to find some obscure law to have him arrested, because then you're denying everybody representation in the government. And this whole idea of taxation without representation, which was a big deal during the Revolutionary period. And so here we have the founders discussing specific things that you can be arrested for and nothing else. But once you're home, you can also be arrested for anything. It's just during times of travel to and from. So when you're conducting business, when you're getting to conduct business for the people that you're representing. And that's really what we're getting at here, is the purposes of this. Now, a couple of weeks ago, this came up in a discussion where they were trying to figure out, thinking they could just arrest these people. And I pointed out this section because they really do have a diplomatic immunity. And it's an important thing to have diplomatic immunity, because otherwise you're punishing everyone you're representing. And the vote is more important than many crimes you may have committed. But if it's a felony, if it's treason, or if you're simply disrupting and causing a breach of peace, well, then you can be arrested for that. Now, our founders, they thought about a lot of things when we were in the convention. They tried to divide up power. They did everything they could to have a better government. They were really concerned about people achieving too much power. They even restricted people from getting a job other in the government if they were already serving in the House or the Senate. So they really thought about a lot of possible things, and that's why our Constitution is as good and has lasted as long as it has. And then, of course, there were things that were missed, and we've established amendments for the purpose to cover those situations. Our Constitution is a framework of government, and it's vitally important. This section guarantees or helps to guarantee representation in Congress and the Senate. They shall, in all cases, except treason, felony, or breach of peace. So anything else, be privileged from arrest during the sessions of their respective houses, during the attendance of their respective houses. Of course, if they aren't attending during the attendance, if they are not attending and just skipping and deciding they aren't going to serve, well, that's up in the air too. But very seldom have we really had a situation like this. It does occur, and there are times, no doubt. But that's the purpose for diplomatic immunity. If you aren't happy with your representative, really the best you can do is vote them out of office and try to achieve a better representative that will serve you better. Give yourself a few minutes to think about that, and we'll talk again on the next Constitutional Talk. Have a good day. Bye.